That's it. You said don't play it long, so we cut it off. We cut it
That
off.
was really quick. That was really quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome back. Great to be here again. Good to see everyone again. But
Where's here? Where's here?
at the helm with Kelly and Wayne.
Yes. Yes.
Please find us on at the helm NC on our Facebook page. At the helm NC with Kelly and Wayne. Again on that Facebook page. Also the same address on our YouTube page. Also, we're live streaming to Kelly's Facebook page as well. But we are grateful for another couple of weeks that have gone by. What's happened since we've been here last? We've been running and busy as always.
Lots of things. Yeah, I think we said the first time we came back that the world is open, and we act like we got to be everywhere all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So just ripping and running. That's what we've been doing. So it's been a long day already today. Started out with the breakfast this morning, the Strengthening Fatherhood breakfast, where you were one of the guests. Well, invited to open up the breakfast with invocation. So you want to talk more about the fatherhood conference?
Yeah, so the Fatherhood Conference, I think they said this is their 8th or 9th year.
It's 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. I just heard them.
Year. Well, yeah, it's the 10th year of the Fatherhood Conference.
10th year. But we have
sponsored by Family Resource Center, South Atlantic.
And also one of the co-sponsors is the Methodist Home for Children. So we were at the Methodist Home for Children this morning for their strengthening power and strengthening fatherhood breakfast / legislative breakfast that we've been to for several times. It's always good. They had some good panelists today talking about how, again, to engage fathers, how to continue to keep fathers in families. And the panelists, they were very good. It's always good. And the conference is always good. They always have good speakers. So if anyone's looking at anything to do this weekend, the Fatherhood Conference will be at Wake Chapel Church, where their Family Life Center. But if you can go to fatherhood.com, fatherhoodnc.com, I think is what it is.
I was like, that doesn't sound right, but okay, because I think it's probably a .org.
But
let's get these people's name right. Okay.
Google Fatherhood Conference in North Carolina, and you'll get there. But you can register; it's free. Again, they always have some good speakers. They always have some good things going on there. So that started this morning. What'd you find?
I'm Googling. I'm still Googling.
Oh.
But yeah, go ahead. Don't let this stop. Don't be involved with what's going on right here.
I'm with you. Tell me I'm right.
Let's keep the show going.
I'm with you.
Well, I already know that you're not right, but I'm gonna let you know what it is. Okay?
I'm with you. Tell me I'm right.
Okay, go ahead.
You have the list over there.
The list.
The list.
So this is what happens, guys, and every week we always say we're gonna be more prepared. But the address is ncfatherhood.com.
I was close.
You was close, but they wouldn't have got there with fatherhood.
They wouldn't have got there with .org.
ncfatherhood.com. Check it out. There's going to be some great panelists. I think Judge, what's his first name? Last name is Dozier.
Oh yeah, yep. Judge Dozier.
He's one of the keynotes. City council member from Durham, Leonardo Williams.
Yep.
Is also going to be one of the keynotes. Leonardo and his wife are doing great things in Durham with their one of a kind. Is it Nigerian? Food.
Swahili.
Restaurant. But
yes.
So happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yes.
Apparently I said something on our last show about fathers that kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. Like, I don't even remember what I said, but apparently it was along the lines of let the daddies take care of the daddies.
And let the mothers take care of the mothers.
I don't remember saying that. I probably did say it, but we get here, and I just talked to Wayne like I normally talk to Wayne. Like we know that it was. I mean, we don't mean to hurt no feelings. We know fathers are important.
Yes.
Fathers are important because and today we heard that, fathers can either be a risk or a resource to the family. Most of the time, dads are resources. We know that when they're in the home, children are less likely to join a gang or be teenage girls are less likely to get pregnant. So we know the importance that dads play in their children's lives, and I would never minimize that. But we was probably talking about chicken. Like we had a Mother's Day event that Mylan, my granddaughter, put together. We're gonna do the same thing for the dads on Saturday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, father figures,
Yes.
pet dads, uncles, everybody who's fulfilling the dad role.
Yes, we appreciate
Happy
you.
Father's Day to you all
Yes.
on Sunday.
Yes.
All right. Hope we cleared that up. No hard feelings. We're good. Okay. All right.
Glad to clear the air.
All right.
So you have an exciting so that's not the only thing we're doing this weekend. You have something going on tomorrow evening.
Yeah, we're not ready to talk about it yet.
Oh,
We're gonna bring him.
Okay. I thought we were gonna lead into that.
We are. Are we ready? We're not quite ready. Oh, so we have this whole list of things.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about. I mean, you let me know.
Go ahead.
You executive producing the show on the spot. Like you let me know what we're doing.
I'm following your lead.
Okay. So, we're gonna go ahead and bring Alex in. We're gonna go ahead and bring Alex in. Let me hit my go live on TikTok. Okay, first things first, y'all. We got 3 subscribers on YouTube. We appreciate the 3. We appreciate them. But we start this show, I'm like, please like and share our YouTube page at the Helm with Kelli and Wayne. Go to our Facebook page. I'm going to drop the link. I don't know if we're here. So I'm going to drop the link to our Facebook page. I'm going to drop the link to our YouTube page. Please just go like and share. Again, this is all about algorithms.
I think we have 3 subscribers. I think me and you are 2 of them.
Right.
But that's all right.
And it may be me twice with 2 different email addresses. I don't know. But social media is so weird. Like we're the people who have a video on TikTok that has over 3 million views. I posted a picture yesterday about, what people like about me, and I think 12 of y'all liked it.
So weird.
This is why you can't just get caught up in social media and what people think and trying to live your life for social media. Like, don't do that. But please go like our Facebook page. Please go like our YouTube page. If you're here, follow me on TikTok. Hello. We have 36,000 followers on TikTok. Like, just in case anybody was asking. Still haven't figured out how to cash in on that.
If anybody knows, please send us some
Please let us know. Please let us know how we're fumbling the bag and what we need to do to go chase the bag.
That seems like that's the only information we ever get. That we fumble the bag. Nobody's told us.
You're fumbling the bag.
Nobody told us how to pick it back up.
All right, fix my mic.
Nobody's told us how to pick it back up.
Nobody has told us how to recover the fumble.
How to run with it. It's just
nothing.
You just keep fumbling the bag.
All right. So as Wayne alluded to, this weekend is Juneteenth celebrations. For those of you all who don't know about Juneteenth, Texas was the last state to abolish slavery. 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed, Gordon Granger showed up to let the people know they were free. And it's always been a big thing, I think, in Texas, because that's, that was the last state. So the Juneteenth celebration is not new to people in some parts of the country. In North Carolina, I think it's fairly new to us. I know the county just recently, maybe this will be our 2nd or 3rd year having Juneteenth off as a holiday. And shout out to our county manager who did not add a personal floating holiday or take away a holiday. We added another holiday for Juneteenth.
Named Juneteenth.
And it's named Juneteenth. So this is why it's important to have people in places who are educated. It's the first thing. Who know the importance of all history, everything that everybody brings,
Mm-hmm.
who understands cultural diversity, who understands that everybody brings something to the table and how all people need to be valued. So, again, shout out to our county manager for recognizing Juneteenth. Um, but tomorrow night, I will be participating in an event called Manifest. We're going to bring the founder of Brainstemology on. His name is Alex Flowers. And he is going to give us more information about this one of a kind event. I am super excited to be a part of it. Hope you all will learn something again. Let me just bring Alex on.
Oh, you want music, Alec, or you like hand clap?
Let's bring Alex on.
We can do either one.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alec. Welcome.
Welcome to At the Helm with Kelli and Wayne.
Thank you
Glad
for
to have
having me
you
on,
here.
guys.
Thank you for coming. So, first of all, talk to us about brainstemology and how that all came about, what it is, what you hope to accomplish with that.
Sure. So I started brainstemology in 2015 when I was in pharmacy school. I noticed again that there was a lack of diversity in my classroom in pharmacy school, but I've always have seen that there was a lack of diversity in STEM throughout. Doesn't matter what university or what lab. It was typically I was always sometimes the only African American in my classroom or in the lab. And I wanted to be a change agent for that area. And so my teacher was actually playing a rap video of four white guys and one black guy rapping about neurobiology. And literally, I laughed because I thought of, again, the history has always been African Americans have contributed a lot to American history, and especially hip hop. And to see that it was majority Caucasians um, spitting rhymes, it was wonderful. Of course, it showed the diversity as far as where hip hop is very universal. It's not about any social economic class or race or religion. It's open to everyone. But to see in that classroom setting that the music was more Caucasian than African American, I knew that this could actually be utilized to help recruit more students into STEM, and especially within hip hop, and especially being a black male. What I loved hip hop. It took me all the way back to high school. Even why I even got into STEM was because of groups like Wu Tang and GZA. They all talked about mathematics and science, and I wanted to utilize science content to actually get into a cipher with my peers and show how I can take information that was sometimes very challenging, but make it cool through rhyme. So that's where brainstormology came from. I coined the word, I founded the word, is the study of brilliant rhymes, academic in nature, incorporating science, technology, engineering, mathematic content. So that's where we got started.
That's awesome.
It is.
That you first saw a space where this was needed. And then you didn't wait for anybody to create the space for you. Like you went ahead and created that space. And I think that we all know that music is important. Like music plays a major role in how we do things and how children learn. Like children learn, they can learn a rap song very quickly. Not even a rap song, any music. And not just like traditional music. It could be a commercial. It could be a commercial on TV. If it has music, they can learn it. I am right now kind of fascinated with Gracie's Corner. Gracie's Corner is a children's. It's on YouTube, but it's a children's like learning. So most the mainstream will have you looking at Coco Melon on Netflix. And that's cool, I guess. But Gracie is has representation. Like everybody's represented there. It has these dope beats. You can learn your sight words. So it's just cool. So I like that you incorporated the music with the STEM. And I think that goes a long way. You mentioned the word cipher. So for those of us who may not be familiar with exactly what a cipher is, can you speak more about when you say cipher, what it is that you mean?
Sure. So cipher is a um, it's actually a lifestyle. It's an element within hip hop culture where a group of individuals get together. Typically, we get into a circle and we just rhyme. Sometimes it can be a freestyle. Sometimes it can be written lyrics that you kind of worked on and kind of want to share with the group. Um, and it gives everybody a chance to actually express themselves collectively as a unit and individually, kind of show what you got. Sometimes it can get a little testy, but for the most part, the cipher is really meant to give everybody a chance to freely express themselves through lyrics. So if that's spoken word, if it's poetry, or if you got, just like you said, a dope beat that somebody actually just want to jump on and freestyle, that's what a cipher is. Through brainstormology, what I saw was that this concept of a cipher, get in a circle, is not just within hip hop culture. We actually see the same element within STEM. So, for instance, if you were in a lab research, we all typically get into a circle. We call it journal club. We get together in a circle and we kind of communicate some of the information that we learned about a certain journal, and we discuss it and we go back and forth. We're communicating, we're articulating with each other. What about science content? If you go into a research symposium, we're typically in a circle. There's a keynote speaker up front talking about some clinical trial or research of interest to the general population. We're all learning information. We're asking questions. We're listening. We're learning. If you go on rounds in the hospital, typically this is the most challenging one. Sometimes we typically would go into a patient's room, almost six, seven of us. If it's a pharmacy, the pharmacist, the nurse, the social worker, the medical doctors, the residents. Sometimes the patient, it gets a little nervous because they're thinking all these people coming into my room, it must be bad news. But really, it's everybody on the team that works with this patient sharing information, hopefully letting this patient know that you're not in here by yourself and that you have a team, a circle that's working for you. So the idea of the circle is very unique to so many different platforms, regardless if it's in hip hop, it's in music, if it's in sports, we call it a huddle. If you within biopharma, we call it scrum or a lab meeting. If it's in the medical field, we call it rounding, going on rounds. So this whole idea of a circle is so important. So I think we also have to know that the circle is very unique and it allows us to communicate information effectively. So that's what a cipher is. Just people getting into a circle. Know your circle, right? You got a circle of friends that's sometimes close, but we're expanding our circle to let everyone, as you said, know that they're great. They have something to bring to the table, and we're just giving everybody a chance to express themselves.
Awesome. And I know any of us Grey's Anatomy fans, we know that on TV, as a group, when they're learning together as interns, a lot of times they're in the room together at the same time, and the teacher will, say present.
Oh yeah,
Now they present what they know. They are able to ask questions. The teacher continues to ask them questions until it gives them that hands on so that they can know figure out what they're supposed to be learning.
for sure.
Um, so this, I think, again, this is a one of a kind event that you all, and I see kind of the background. And it looks like, is that the Fuquay? Are you in Fuquay right now? Where are you?
Actually, yes, I'm in the Fuquay Art Center. We're kind of getting prepared for day two, but yeah, it's a lot going on.
So we're going to talk about day two, but we want to just make sure that people understand. So I know that I'm in a cohort tomorrow, so I will be actually presenting. Can I say like what our prompts are, or no? We're not doing
Wow,
that.
you're fine. You're fine. Let's go.
So we're talking about we'll be talking about first. So what I want people to do right now that are watching us, put in the chat like what are you first to do in your family. So if you're I like the example. If you're first to perform with Drake at Dreamville in your family, drop that in the chat.
Mhm.
Whatever you are the first to do in your family, drop that in the chat and let us see kind of what's going on. When you the first to go to college, when you the first to what's that?
First to
Make a
hit a three.
team. When you the
Whatever the first was.
whatever the first was. So let us see kind of what are some of the first that you've done in your family. Like drop that in our chat. And we're gonna do some production because I don't see Facebook here so that I can interact. Like why don't I see it over here where I am?
I don't know.
We need to get that.
I do like that concept of that cipher, Alex. That's powerful in really any setting. For people to be able to have that space, to be able to share, and and I just assume everyone comes into that circle respecting everyone that is in that circle. That again, when that everyone can bring something to the table. We all are on different levels at everything in life. None of us are at the same level, and we all can learn from one another. And being in a space like that to where everyone has an opportunity to share, everyone and their thoughts and their opinions and their ideas are valued. It's just very powerful in those settings. So, and I heard you mention, earlier about you saw the rap video of the it was mostly the white people doing the video. And at the fatherhood conference today, there was a professor who was a social worker and said he teaches 3 classes a semester, social work teacher. And he said, first, he may have one male person in the social work field. And he said, and if he's really, lucky, he may have a black male in that field that's just not very populated. So in this STEM field, what are some ways, that you're doing? What some things you're doing, but what are some other things that can help promote this field of STEM? Because again, we know historically, you know, uh, black people don't get a lot of credit for their science, technology, education, and math, but we really know where the majority of that came from. That's where it came from. And of course, that credit is not given. But what are some ways that you are doing and some ways that we can continue to get people excited about this?
Sure. Today, literally, came from NC State University, the Hutons Summer Academy. So our Latin students, high school students around the different counties, we actually taught them a course that I teach. It's called Hip Hop Pharmacology. What we did actually was take pharmaceutical sustainability and teach them about environmental justice through lyrics. So they actually got the chance to break down a clinical trial. We call it "We Outside," right? Yeah, every kids want to know like "We Outside." So we literally went outside, talk about how different pollutants are in our waters, how they can genetically change fish, DNA and genetic makeup, and how Blinky, if you remember Blinky from The Simpsons, he was around a nuclear plant and he came out with 3 eyes. We kind of talk it to them in their layman's terms, but also show them that even our environmental pollutants have lyrics that you can actually use to help you memorize this information, these concepts, and explain it to each other. So we got with Eternal the MC and Tony Contini from Cypher University. They joined me as well as Flow Essence. You guys probably know about Flow Essence. And we actually did a cipher with the kids these past 2 days. And today they got really into it as far as writing their lyrics and coming up with both English and Spanish. So it's actually showing how the students, some of them thought they couldn't rap, or they thought they, wasn't knowledgeable enough to rap. But
Mhm.
to see them come together, work collectively together, that's what STEM is about. And we want to share with them, this is how you build networks. This is how you build collaborations. You're not in competition with one another. That's a toxic relationship, a toxic society, unfortunately, that we sometimes see in academia, that we need to break down these barriers so that majority of our minority students can see themselves in STEM. So when they see individuals who went to got a philosophy degree or got a psychology degree or pursue, biomedical engineering, now they feel that I can do it too because I've seen someone who looks like me, who talks like me, who understands like me, uh, show that their culture, they didn't have to change when they went into academia or went into STEM.
That's good. That's good.
Amazing, amazing work. So I just want to shout out some of the people in our chat, Alex. We have a couple people. Trinette says she's the first in her family to be a college graduate. Sadie says she's the first in her family to be a college graduate. Ashley is the first in her family to get a doctorate degree. Let's go, Ashley.
Doctor.
And Ashley, I think one of our associate producers is working on having you on the show. We'll work that out to get you here because I think that the testimony that Ashley has, she shared it. It's amazing where she got a letter from like after her first semester that said, "I don't think you're gonna make it. Your grades are not good. Like you're not keeping up." But to how she persevered and not let anybody tell her that she didn't belong there and that she wasn't able to accomplish that goal. So we will hear hopefully from Ashley soon. But
Yes.
these are some of the things that the people in the chat have said that they were first in their family to do. It's not too late. If you're just joining us, go ahead and drop in the chat like something that you were first in your family to do. We are right now speaking with Alex Flowers, the founder of Brainstemology, who is coming to us to tell us about a manifest event that is happening tomorrow night that I am going to be a part of, and I'm super excited to join in and see what how this is going to all unfold. And Alex, I know that we talked about Cypher and what you put on the like Eventbrite. The Cypher stands for Circulate Your Philosophical Historical Evidence and Recommendations. And the ultimate goal, again, is to educate, engage, and enrich every student. Like we just talked about Ashley, who, even though the people who supposed to have all the sense will tell you that you're not cutting and that you're not supposed to be there, like we don't listen to that.
Yes.
And we continue to push forward so that we can persevere. So we are now, so that's tomorrow night, part one. Part two, we now get to talk about your lovely, talented, smart wife, Cassandra Flowers, who is a co-writer, maybe the writer for the play that is going to be happening on Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about the play that she wrote that is called Freedom to What?
Sure. She got with quite a few amazing creatives here in the area of North Carolina to tell the story of Leah, the Jenkins family, going through understanding, as you said, many people don't understand about Juneteenth. It's not necessarily maybe celebrated in their town, in their city. Here in North Carolina, we're kind of sharing how a family, a daughter, a young teenager is learning about Juneteenth. They want to go to the festival, but they need to understand a little bit more about the history. So if you come to our day two event, you will walk with the Jenkins family in North Carolina and Fuquay Arena, learning about Juneteenth and how the Emancipation Proclamation impacted America and also American lives.
It sounds amazing. Like I know a couple of the people who, and I like that it's locally written, produced. You held auditions here in Fuquay Arena, so people who are local could come and showcase their talents. And so I'm looking forward to, of course, the music, the singing, the acting. I just feel like it is going to
If they
be.
miss, If they do not come, trust me, they are going to be disappointed.
Mhm.
Yes.
Totally disappointed.
So again, that is going to be Monday night. We will also drop the link. I think our tickets still available, Alex.
Yes, tickets should still be available for day two. Day one had got sold out, so
All right.
that's how it happens. But day
Good.
two, you
Good.
still might have some time to get your tickets. So please definitely grab your tickets. Don't want to miss this opportunity.
And again, it will be held in Fuquay Arena at the Fuquay Cultural Arts Center. If you see Alex's background right now, it looks like that is where he is. The work is still going on. They're getting prepared for this amazing show that will be held on Monday. Y'all come out and support our local writers. Um, like I said, I just feel like it's going to, because I know the people who are associated with it, Alex, and just the spirit of a lot of these people.
Mhm.
The spirit, their talent, everything is there. So I know that it's going to be amazing. Unfortunately, we will not be able to be there because we are going to be doing some other work in DC.
Mhm.
But again, I know that it's going to be, we want to push this out, make sure people get your tickets. You just heard them say day one is sold out. That's amazing.
That's
Because this is the Cultural Arts Center. It's an auditorium and it's sold out. And this is the second year or the third year, Alex, that Manifest has done this, the Juneteenth
third.
celebration. This is the third year. Okay.
Yes, this is our third year.
All right.
Yeah. So don't say that you don't have anything to do. Don't say that nobody out here is doing anything. We see right now, right in front of us, the work is being done by this awesome duo, this husband and wife team, and all the people who have come together to make this happen. I know, Alex, I don't know if are there any sponsors that you want to shout out?
Oh, so many sponsors. I don't want to get in trouble missing anyone because
I'm with.
they're all important to us. But I will say that we had returning sponsors from the past 2 years. So if you go look, you'll see some of those returning sponsors. We do have new sponsors this year as well. And we're just thankful that it stretched beyond just Fuquay Arena business owners and companies, but even reached into the RTP area companies that are also helping to give grants towards manifest into brainstormology and the things that we're doing here in this community.
That's amazing. That's good.
Awesome. I don't want to call them out either, but we know, like you said, some are local, some you've heard of, a lot of people have heard of. But this is a collaboration of community partners, marital partners, arts, the music, STEM. So again, people come out and let's support. Alex, can you tell us anything? Tell us how we can support you, get in touch
Yeah.
with you, follow you on social media. Like, give us all of your information for anyone who wants to follow and get more information about brainstormology, about
Sure.
manifest, about the cipher tomorrow night, and about freedom to what?
Sure. You can follow me. It's professor underscore doc underscore scholar on Instagram. You can follow us on Brainstormology at Facebook. You can follow us at Manifest Fuquay Arena on Facebook. And you can follow us on brainstormology.com, our website for brainstormology and all things manifest as well. And it also will share with you all the events that's going to happen on tomorrow. So it's a game show, it's a cipher panel, and it's a STEM crawl. So if you got kids and you want them to learn a little bit about STEM and apply STEM, we're doing it all through hip hop. So they're going to be engaged as well. So even if you're an adult and you say, "Oh, I'm not interested necessarily in STEM," we have a game show for you as well. It's a hip hop and STEM game show. So it's going to test your knowledge on North Carolina. As you said before, many people don't know about the minorities who have made inventions in the early 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s. You're going to
Mhm.
learn about it, and you get to learn about it with a group. So no one's in competition. It's all about collaboration and working together. So this is a clinical trial that you actually are being enrolled in, a mock clinical trial. So you're gonna learn about STEM and hip hop in a really cool way. So I hope that you come out, even if you didn't get your ticket, even if it's like I said, it's sold out, but there's still opportunity for you to come tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
I love
That's
that, Alex.
great.
Something for everybody. So this is a family-friendly event. If you were someone watching Price is Right with your grandma, or if you were the grandma watching Price is Right, if you still like Jeopardy, if you're still watching the Family Feud, all of these trivia games, there's something in it for everybody. So come out, support tomorrow night, Fuquay Arena, and again on Monday night.
So I did have another question for you, Alec. So I know this is it came to me. You didn't add. You didn't say we getting ready to wrap up. Did I have
Okay,
any
go
other
ahead.
questions?
My bad. Go
You didn't
ahead.
add. You didn't add.
Go ahead.
See how this goes out. But I know this is I know this manifest is geared toward, and I think the other ones were geared toward around this Juneteenth weekend. Um, but are there other events that you have throughout the year, or on some of those sites that you gave? Is there
Yeah.
information about other events that people can attend throughout the year?
Yes, you will see on our website that we're starting enrollment for kids into our summer and fall academy to learn about brainstormology and how to learn about the different career paths that they can take through STEM through hip hop. So definitely be looking out for enrollment for our classroom workshops that we're offering and new events that we have coming up for the fall and later winter.
Great, great, great. That is good, good information. So, give us those websites one more time, just in case anyone
Sure.
missed them.
It's at professor underscore DOC underscore scholar on Instagram. You can find us at Brainstormology, BRAINSTEMOLOGY at Facebook. You can find us at Manifest Fuquay Arena on Facebook, and brainstormology.com is the website that will point you to everything on our pages.
So anyone who has any interest in learning, you have kids, you have grandkids, you're interested in learning yourself, you want to be part of this, be supportive in any type of way to continue to support Alex in these endeavors, please visit those sites and see what you can do. This is great, great work. Again,
Super
that
proud of y'all, Alex. You
yes,
and Cassandra.
that needs
That's
to
awesome.
be, nationally recognized. I mean, it needs, this information needs to get out for, for the negativity that always goes around that there's nothing, you know, there's not these things in place. But for us to get that information out there, to share it, to let people know what people are doing, and what opportunities kids have, and what, and not just kids but adults as well. So congrats to you, congrats to your wife, and we know this is going to be a wonderful event, and we will continue to share and spread this word. Any final comments, you, or any final comments, Alex? Since I kind of came in and got rid of the
Me and
ending.
Alex had closed it out.
I
So
know.
you go ahead.
Any final comments, Alex?
My final comment would be this: hip hop got a bad rap, and we are redefining hip hop in academia. So come out and support Brainstormology, come out and support Manifest, and learn about the different pathways that your kids can take within STEM through hip hop.
All right, all right, all right, Alex. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming to hang out with us for a little while, and congrats again. And we hope great success this weekend, a great event on both days, and we'll be back. We'll have you back again to continue to celebrate you and brainstormology and continue to promote this.
Tell everyone we said hello.
I will do.
All right,
brother.
Thank
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
How awesome was that? So we are here in the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Mhm.
And so for all of you hip hop heads, this seems like just the perfect thing to kind of participate and indulge yourself in. Bop your shoulders a little bit, exercise your brain a little bit, get some, get it all going together.
Get some
So I'm
knowledge.
looking forward to it. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to all play out. I don't have any bars, so don't come looking for me to do that. But I am happy to participate and be a part of this one of a kind trailblazing opportunity. We want to go back to the chat to see if there's hey Darlene, welcome in. We were just talking with Alex Flowers, who he and his wife have events coming up at the Fuquay Cultural Arts Center this weekend for Juneteenth. And we were just talking about being the first to do things in your family. So if you are someone who is the first person to do something in your family, drop that in the chat. Again, Sister Sadie said she was the first of her siblings to graduate college, but also her mother and her grandmother were college graduates. We don't see that a lot. So shout out to them. So just a family of learners and teachers, givers. And so you heard me say that we would not be here on Monday, Juneteenth, to go to the Freedom to What event at the Cultural Arts Center in Fuquay, because we are going to be in Washington, D.C. So we are doing some work with the Poor People's Campaign. We are part of the coordinating committee here in North Carolina. So for those of you who don't know, the Poor People's Campaign is, you probably heard of it because Dr. Martin Luther King started it back in the 60s, and Reverend William Barber and Reverend Theo Harris here in North,
She's in New York.
Yeah, so this is statewide. Bishop Barber is here in North Carolina. They have picked up the mantle to run with this. And I know every night on your TV, you see something about homicide. We see something about people getting shot, murderers. We see that. But poverty is killing more people than homicide. Mm-hmm. Poverty is the fourth largest killer of people in this nation. Behind heart disease, behind cancer, behind smoking is poverty. People are dying because they are poor. And what we call the richest country in the world.
Mm-hmm. On the planet.
That is unacceptable to me. It should be unacceptable to any of us. Fannie Lou Hamer said, your freedom is shackled and chained to mine. And until all of us are free, none of us are free. And so this is something, the Poor People's Campaign is something that we have been involved with since about 2017, 2018. Just in it, because I believe that everybody can do something. Everybody can do something. And so this is kind of what I felt like something that I could do. I could support this movement. I could support people who are out here working 2 and 3 jobs. They're not poor because they're lazy. They're poor because this country needs a moral revival. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's what it's called. The Poor People's Campaign, a national call for a moral revival. Mm-hmm. And so next week, starting on Monday, we will be in Washington, D.C. in what is the Poor People's Congress. We will be taking this information to the people who are making the laws about living wages, people who are making laws about the child care tax credit, people who don't seem to mind giving themselves a raise all the time, but think people should be able to live on $7.25 an hour. There is no county in this country where a person can afford a 2-bedroom apartment making minimum wage.
Making a minimum wage.
Again, so it's unacceptable. Like, basically, it's unacceptable. So this is just kind of one of the things that we're passionate about. Like I don't want to speak for Wayne, but it's one of the things that I'm passionate about. Because again, this should not be. People should not be working 40, 50, 60 hours a week and still deciding on should they pay their rent, should they buy their children's food, or should they get their medicine.
Mm-hmm.
There is enough. There is no lack in the United States. There is enough. And so again, we are going to DC to speak about poverty, because again, you may see tonight that somebody got shot, but they're not going to tell you somebody died just because they were poor.
Nope.
They didn't have access to healthcare. They were not able to go to the doctor. They were outside. They were homeless. People are not going to. We're not going to show that, but people are. Poverty, again, is the fourth leading cause of death. You don't come back from that. The fourth leading cause of death
Mm-hmm.
in the United States. So we will be next week learning how to come back and push our legislators who seem to know how to do everything else. They know how to take away women's rights.
Yep.
They know how to take away voting rights. They know how to draw lines
Mm-hmm.
so that they can choose their voters.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that they know how to put an end to people's suffering because they don't have enough.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's anything you want to say about that, but that's what we'll be next week.
Yeah, and just to dispel the narrative of scarcity that is always mentioned in this country, that all of the people who need assistance, the people who, again, 43% of this nation is living in poverty or low wealth, and again, that should not be, when we are in one of the richest land. But the narrative always is there's not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. But there's plenty. There's plenty to go around. And again, the people that are writing these policies, just this past week in the newspaper, legislators got together and are trying to pass a bill that landlords now can force renters to pay their legal fees. So
if they oppose an eviction.
Yeah, if they oppose an eviction. So if landlord tries to put somebody out and they want to oppose this eviction, and
that's either if the landlord starts the paperwork or the tenant challenges the eviction.
Yeah, challenges eviction.
However they get to court, they want the tenant who is already probably behind on their rent to pay the legal fees for the landlord.
And even if the tenant wins the case, legislators have put in law that the tenant still has to pay the landlord's fees. They put in this bill that they could discriminate against people with disabilities. They could discriminate against pretty much just giving them the right to do whatever they want to just treat however their renters they want to treat them. And these are people that are sitting in the seats on Jones Street at the General Assembly that are making these laws. These are the people that people vote for, that put them in here. And they just continue to do these things. And when it comes to voting rights, when it comes to a living wage, when it comes to women's rights, they have so much to say and so much to do. But then they can again turn around and write these horrible legislative bills that continue to hurt people that are trying to make a living, that are trying to live. And again, it's the narrative goes, that people are poor because they're lazy, they don't want to work. No, people need to fight poverty and not the poor. That's what we are going to fight, is this system of poverty and this system that continues to make everyone else suffer for the decisions they make, while they continue to rake in and make money. And again, vote for them to get raises and vote for them to have health care and deny everyone else health care. So we will be there. It's actually called the MPAC, Impact the Moral Poverty Action Congress. We will be spending a whole afternoon on Capitol Hill, meeting with as many legislators as we can. We've been setting up meetings with legislators, with congressmen, senators, to share this information, to get it out. So we're hoping that there's going to be several thousand from across this nation meeting next week, learning. So again, we can be trained to come back to our local areas.
And we are coming back, and we are going to be fired up and ready to go. So if you are in the circle of Wayne and Kelli, we will be asking you, what are you doing to make sure people are not dying
Yes.
from poverty?
Yes.
What are you doing to make sure the people, when you go to Wendy's, that the person who is serving you can go home and take care of their children and pay their rent? Like everybody, this is all of this goes together. This is we're all entangled. We're all we're all connected to one another, and we have to be concerned about the well-being of all of us. So I'm already fired up. So I know when we get back, I'll be fired up. We'll be letting y'all know, because I know that we'll be taking it back to the General Assembly here in North Carolina, because those are the people who are writing these laws, passing budgets, taking things away, taking rights away, and not giving people what they need. So be prepared for us to get back.
Don't be ducking. Don't be
Don't
hiding.
duck us.
Don't
hide. I do want to shout out Kim on our TikTok, who is engaging with us and talking about just how true it is about poverty and how people just want to keep people poor, and the stress of poverty.
Yes.
The stress of poverty is killing people. Just imagine, again, trying to figure out if you're going to feed your baby or pay your rent or keep the lights on. So and people say that the system is broken. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly how it is designed to work. And until we, the people, dismantle that system, the system will continue to work. So let's change the narrative. When you hear the system is broken, go ahead and correct and say the system is not broke. The system is working exactly how it was designed to work. But we the people have the power. So make sure your voting
status information.
Your voting status is current. And be ready to vote people out who don't want to take care of people. In the Poor People's Campaign, we say someone is hurting our brother, someone is hurting our sister. It is going on far too long, and we won't be silent anymore.
So it's time for us not to be silent. Time to make some noise. So again, when we get back, we will be making noise, and we're going to need some noise makers, and we might reach out to a few people to come march and show up at a building or two, but you'll be safe.
We're not going to jail. Everybody don't have to go to jail.
Nope, not doing that.
Everybody don't got to go to jail.
But we are definitely coming back to again to continue to keep this fight going. And one of the people on here this evening, good friend Roger Lee, he's already he had came out to More Monday reunion, recommitment. So grateful for that, and hopefully we'll see him at some of the other events that that they're getting ready to have later on. But we will be working again the rest of this year, working our way into 2024. There'll be a major voting drive. Again, that we're going to make sure that everyone has a right to vote. Everyone is prepared to vote. And, there are some numbers that in areas, in states, in North Carolina, in Michigan, in Florida, in these places where these people sit and make ridiculous laws. If 2% 2% more people would have voted, they could have changed the seats. So it's not like, there's 100 million other people that need to come out and vote. It's just people that do not vote. It's people that have kind of gotten apathetic over the years and frustrated and angry, and we get it. It is frustrating, but we have to make sure we take the little victories that we have made along the way and continue to push and continue to push. And it's not a large percentage. It's not a large percentage that can flip seats and put some people in these places that will make better decisions, that are not concerned. In the North Carolina General Assembly, they are trying to set up to where they can pick and choose who is on the school board, who is going to be selected. So it's going to get away from some of the voting. It's going to get away from some of that. They want to be able to select. They want to put people on the voting,
The Board of Elections.
the board of elections. They want to be able to place people. They want to be able to pick their own people to put on the election board instead of making that a vote, or to make it where it can be fair and equitable to everyone. They want the leaders, those in certain positions. So again, they're pushing, and we're going to continue to fight against that. We're going to continue to fight against all of those things. So again, we're excited about next week, and look forward to coming back and continue to build this coalition and get it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep. So get ready to join us somewhere.
Yes.
On a
Somewhere.
Zoom call in the streets.
Somewhere.
Phone banking.
Down at the General Assembly.
We're gonna let these people know we will not be silent anymore. So
Can't be.
that's gonna just about do it. So Jay, I see you in the chat and I see Ashley in the chat. We done talked to her about this associate producing thing. So y'all let us know what we're gonna do July. Our next one coming up, because Ashley has information that she can share with us about the education system. And y'all probably already know there's a theme here. There's a theme here. When we Black people are disproportionately affected, those are the things that I'm talking about. So when Black children are 7 times more likely to be suspended from school just for being Black, we're gonna talk about that. So Ashley is Dr. Robbins.
Yes.
Dr. Robbins can come and speak to us about that. Jay says, how do we stay up to date on these things? So Jay, it's one of the things that is what we like. So it's like fishermen know where all the fishing holes are. That's kind of how we are. Like
shoppers know where all the sales at.
The shoppers know where the sales are. They get coupons because people send them coupons based on their spending habits.
They sign up for all the emails to get all the stuff, 20%
like
off, 40% off. No, this is a good example. These are good examples. Okay. That was good. Okay. And then, you sign up to where all the meals, where people are offering restaurants, and so go ahead.
If it's what you like, Jay. Again, algorithms. This is why we ask y'all to like and share our page. Algorithms. For me, I don't listen to a lot of music, so I don't know like a lot of music. I am mostly listening to Sirius XM Radio, channel 126, the Urban View. It is fire from 6 a.m. till about 8 o'clock at night, and then they do it all over again, Monday through Friday. The weekend shows are different hosts on there, and the Urban View has you can get information about both sides. Like they have conservative hosts, and they have people who are moderate in the middle, and then they have like liberal hosts. But I listen to them because they're smart people. You always want to be surrounding yourself and getting information from people who are smarter than you. I love that channel. You probably just missed out on a freebie for SiriusXM. They had free listening. I think it ended last week. Sorry, we should have told y'all about that, but we didn't do a show. So yeah, that's where I get my information from. Again, because it's what I do, I'm always getting emails from the Poor People's Campaign. We're part of that. And I know you get these text messages. Y'all don't read your text messages from Joe Biden. Joe Biden texts anybody else every day?
Joe texts me the other day and
Joe
said,
Biden texts me every day.
but the other day he texted me and said he want to come see me. He want to come to
No,
my house,
he
send him
want-
$5.
I think he said he wants you to visit him. He wants you to come see him.
Oh,
Send
nice.
him $20.
I'll see him next week.
Anyway, when you start showing interest in these things, I promise you they will show up and make themselves available. Hey Cordell,
Cordell, you never late. You right on time, brother.
play the replay it back, catch up on everything. We're looking forward to seeing you, Jay, on Sunday.
Yes. Why? Yes.
Cordell, that reminded me. There may or may not be cake. I don't know. I don't know. There may or may not be cake.
Maybe.
But
Show
Jay Dwayne Garnett is going to be our guest speaker at the Shepherd's Flock because we kind of keep these things separate.
Yeah.
At the Helm is not the Shepherd's Flock. It's not Kelly. It's not Wayne. So they kind of are, but they kind of not. But at Church Sunday, Shepherd's Flock, Jay Dwayne Garnett will be our guest speaker for our Father's Day service.
Yes.
We're looking forward to that.
But one thing that does go together with church.
Yep.
And kind of what we do here.
We're 2 minutes over.
Is this fighting for justice and equality.
I could talk about it.
Because you can't talk about Jesus. You can't talk about church. Can't talk about God. Can't talk about these religions and not talk about equality and talk about justice. Talk about fairness. Can't do that. So when we talk about those things, when we talk about the Poor People's Campaign, they are founding on moral, biblical principles that God says when you see somebody hungry, you ought to give them something to drink. Give them something to eat. When you see me thirsty, give me something to drink. When you see me naked, clothe me. When I'm a stranger, welcome me in. All of those things are in the book. So when we begin to talk about those things, yes, we do keep those separate, but at the same time, you can't really keep those separate because that's part of the problem. People have, they've allowed this moral Christian nationalist movement to really remove Jesus from who he is. And we need to continue to redefine who Jesus is. We need to redefine and bring back. They have stole the identity of Jesus, and we need to bring back that Jesus that is all welcoming, all loving, all inclusive. That said, "Whosoever." That's everybody. It's in the book. Whosoever shall call. Whosoever. That's everybody.
Everybody.
So it's not limited to anyone, how they look, how they identify, where they from,
who they
money, who they love. It don't matter about that. He said, whosoever. Whosoever. So it is kind of all tied together. This is we're gonna talk about that later, Jay. We're gonna talk about that later. She shouldn't have brought that up, but she did. But we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later because we don't want to get no hopes up. The last thing I want to do is get hopes up.
I said may or may not.
I know, but
we can talk about ice cream, Jay, because on our way home from church, we have to drive right by that place.
We talk about that.
We can definitely talk about ice cream that I don't even like.
but she talking about stopping. Again, we went over a little bit.
Yeah.
You went over.
No.
Yes.
No.
You went over.
No.
But again, this we are continually grateful and to thankful that Kelli kind of thought about starting this podcast that just gives us this platform to be able to share some of this information. And again, hopefully next week we're going to have even more information to share. And one thing that Bishop Barber always says, is one thing to be loud, but you never want to be loud and wrong. So we want to make sure we're always loud and right. So as long as
that's why we go to these trainings.
As long as we are right in everything that we're saying, we can be just as loud as we want to be. Sometimes we have to be louder than the folks who are already making noise. So
All right, we're going to call this session to a close. One of these nights, we're gonna do a telethon. We're just gonna let Wayne talk. Y'all can call in. We're gonna bring you on because Wayne he'll probably do this for like 3 hours. Now, as soon as the cameras go off, Wayne probably gonna be asleep. Like normally at this time of night, he sleep. Like I walked in the door the other day from work. He had probably been here. What you been here like 15
It
minutes?
didn't matter how long I've been here. I was tired.
15 minutes before me,
I
I
work
walk
hard.
in. I'm knocking on the door. Knocked on the door. Nobody come. I had my key, but I wanted to leave my key in the car, so I might lose it.
I work all day. You play all day.
No, I work too. We're not gonna do this.
I was tired.
We're not gonna do this.
I was tired.
Okay. Anywho, I walk in. He is neck broke on the couch. It was 6:30. I'm like, bro,
It won't hurt nobody.
you won't. But I'm just saying. Now it's bedtime. It's after 9 o'clock. It's time to go to bed, and you want to just keep.
So
we're gonna sign off.
We get ready
We're
to go.
gonna sign off right
but
now.
before we go, someone always says that I'm the talker. I'm the talker. I'm the talker. But I want y'all to go back. Go back to. She keep telling y'all to go to our YouTube page. Go to the YouTube page. Replay and look. See who do all the talking.
Do the stats like they do on basketball. Like how many minutes?
Yes.
How many minutes? How many playing minutes?
I ain't getting no playing time.
How much bench time do each one of us get?
I'm on the bench.
Let us know.
And I feel like I'm in a double.
Since we're talking about STEM, the person who's into stats, let us know.
Yeah, I feel like I got to jump in. I got to do like this right here. When can I get in? And yeah. But just go back and look at a few episodes.
Close us out.
I am, but if you get a chance, go back. You ain't gonna have to look much. And then the next time we're on,
close this show.
Maybe we can put in the chat percentage-wise who does all of the talking. All of it.
Close the show now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
It's always a pleasure.
Always love this moment.
We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Thanks everyone for joining us this evening. Again, for those who are looking for a word on Sunday, meet us at 1004 Calvin Street in Durham, North Carolina at 10:30, where J. Dwayne Garnett will stand and tell us what thus saith the Lord. So we're looking forward.
Jay has already given us the benediction.
Already? He gave us the benediction already?
Uh-huh.
Oh. And so, can I say one more thing? Might as well. She tell me I ain't gonna say that. I don't want to get. Yeah.
Some things is house business.
Yeah. Why we're absent one from another. Yeah. I was gonna tell Jay.
But
the look when he been up too long. Just like you tell me I talk too long here, she tell me I talk too long sometime at church too.
Jay, I am on the coattail ministry. It's my job to pull coattails.
But Jay, I will have the sound. I'll have the microphone. I will have the sound iPad, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
Maybe because I am also the audiovisual ministry.
Preach, brother.
Chairperson of the audiovisual ministry.
Put your weight on it. Well,
for a little while.
Lean on it.
For a little while.
Tell the people.
For a little while.
Talk to the folks in the back. I'm ready, Jay. I'm ready. I got all of them. I'm ready, Jay. I'm ready. I'm gonna be your hype man. I'm gonna be your Flavor Flav Sunday morning. So yeah.
Happy Father's Day, Sammy.
Yes. Again, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers, to the father figures. Anyone who is
if you're on this live and you know where we live, let me know if you want to come have a Father's Day dinner with us on Saturday. If you don't know where we live, don't send me. Like, don't send me nothing.
So, you know what I mean? Well, I guess we only got 3 subscribers, so it ain't gonna be that many people showing
them
up.
3 subscribers, y'all are welcome to come sup with us on Saturday.
Now watch them 3 million for TikTok during people show up.
Oh, forgot about y'all. Mm-hmm. Forgot about them over here. All right.
So we out for real.
We are.
We gone. Until next time. I'm Wayne. You who?
And I'm Kelly.
And we're
at the helm. Take control of your life. We'll see you next time.
Oh, wrong button. Hold on. There it is.